I'm going to show you how to make one of those immune system drinks that you see that are very trending now in the stores. They usually come in these 2-ounce bottles, and they're usually like $3–4. When maybe a group of 4, and they're like immune system, strengthening. And so we're going to work on making that, and you can make it for pennies. And what I like about making it yourself is that you can see how much honey you want to put in, how much apple cider you want to put in. You can put as much herbs as you want to in it to the taste that you like, to add more water or not. And you can store it easier. You save obviously a lot of time with making it, because you can make it with your regular onions and the garlic and the gingers and chop it up. And I've done it before, and you put it in a mason jar and fill it up tight, and then a few weeks later you have you strain it out, things like that, which works amazing. It's great, but not always do we have the time to do that. So you can buy your own powdered herbs. So my collection I use, they're all organic, and it's onion, garlic, cayenne pepper, and ginger. So it has a nice spice to it. What you like about the red peppers, the chili peppers, is that they have the capsaicin, which especially when you get that little tickle in your throat, that sore throat, it stops the pain and it starts healing that pain. So that's why this makes it perfect when you have that little tickle in your throat. You're like, why, when I have heat here, would I want to do a pepper? Because it stops that pain and it starts healing that pain. Because when we have infections, it's usually from a bacteria or a virus. So these are powerful antibacterial, antivirals, even from the apple cider vinegar and the honey alone. But this collection is, a lot of times it's called fire water. So, and it's been going on for hundreds of years. So I'm gonna show you a simple way to make it. And I have it here, it's called the Immune System Reboot. And what you do, so we'll do one, you can do it many ways actually. You can make it, we keep it stored in a seal tight container. So we have it in here. So we can just take a spoonful as we want. You can put it in any kind of meal you want also. The important thing is you want it to cook a little bit. You want it to leach out and get into the drink so your body can receive it better. You don't want to just do it kind of cold. You wouldn't want to put this in cold water and then drink it. It would probably sit on top, and then it would be very kind of uncomfortable too, and it wouldn't give you the benefits. Like when you use the apple cider vinegar, have you ever had ceviche? Ceviche with the lime and the lemons, it extracts, it cooks it, but by breaking down enzymes. And so the apple cider vinegar also breaks down the enzymes, so it works well to put the powder. You just put it in with apple cider vinegar, it'll start breaking it down. And honey also is very strong antibacterial, antiviral. You want to get raw and you want to get local, because that's kind of sometimes what initiates maybe an allergic reaction. You get the allergies and the stuffy head. That's why you want to use a local honey with it. So let's just say we're going to make a tea with it. When you just do I would just do maybe a very little, a half a teaspoon for this size. And I just warmed up some water. You want to not boil water. You want it, your stomach's 110 degrees. So I would say 110, 120, have your water. And then when you pour it in, then it will break down, and you can do it pretty much just like this. And then you let it just kind of settle. I don't like it just as a tea, that's what this would just be, a tea. And I don't really like the taste of that. You could add honey to it, obviously, but it's not the best taste for me, but you might like it. And it's a good healing one, but if you really you have that first sign of a tickle, first sign of, a little invasion of bacteria or a virus, you want to kind of hit it hard. So with these 2 ounces, what I like about it is that you can, like I said, you can keep these, you can carry them anywhere you go to work and what have you. And then when you have it in a powdered form already done up, it's easy to keep the shelf, for a long term. You don't have to worry about having little bottles, a ton of them in your fridge. And honestly, I don't like these cold, and you don't have to chill them, because you've got apple cider vinegar of room temperature, honey room temperature, and it's I feel like it leaches out and makes it more, I like it better because it feels better. It just comes in, and I just am my body, the cold, like I said, the cold drink with my body being 110 degrees, my stomach and acidic, it just kind of, just a little bit is too harsh on it. So I like my room temperature. So when you have like funnels, there's different size funnels, but you want to get one that has enough space here. The little tiny ones you can, miss, but especially if you have your kids making this, it's pretty awesome because they like to, play science projects. When my son was little, I would have him go around and make volcano cleaning, which was baking soda in a little cup, and then he'd have a spray bottle of vinegar. So when he would walk around cleaning, he would just throw a little baking soda and then spray it and make a nice little volcano. So they like that kind of stuff. So, you would put the mix in, but you want to tap it down a little bit because otherwise it might clog the center there. So I just kind of tap it in there. And then you would add, you could add your apple cider vinegar is here. So I would add, it's not really rocket science on what order to do it in, but I like just this much. It's really not even like a quarter of an ounce because this is a 2-ounce glass. And obviously you can make this in a larger form and then pour it into your mini glasses. So depending on, even if you want to get your kids involved, if they're too young to maybe do it this specific, but honestly the mess, so what, right? So, but you can make it in the bigger form if it's just you maybe and you just don't want the hassle. And then, so I like to put really honey for antibacterial properties. You can make this as sweet as you want, really, because just taking a spoonful of honey, I think someone sang about that, the antibacterial properties, and just have it just leach down your throat, it'll just run down your throat slowly. It feels so good and it's healing. So don't worry about making it too sweet or not too sweet, because it'll still be like spot on good. So we have our mix, which is the ginger, onion, garlic, and my version has that, and the chili pepper. You can add turmeric to your powder. You can keep it in like, they're all kind of in the same root family. And so like your onion, they're roots. So that's why roots, also besides the pepper, obviously, roots you want to heat up a little bit. So in the apple cider vinegar, I told you it's still breaking down the enzymes. So it's light cooking, but it's without heat. So when you're making something specific for a specific reason and intent to feel better for a specific reason, you don't just want to throw everything in there. You could throw like, think of one thing, radishes. Radishes are so good for you, but not for this situation. This is what you want in the dry season. Your lungs are dry and they want to be moist. So other things you can do to keep your lungs moist is you would turn on, make a steam. You can put a pot on your stove, make a nice large surface area, like maybe a 12-inch kind of diameter. And then you fill water with that and have it just steam through the house. And that's why a shower feels good, because you get moisture up there, because the bacteria and virus kind of hang on in the dryness of it. So remember that also foods can keep your lungs moist. You have what grows in season right now: pumpkin, squashes, pumpkin. Well, the seeds are also great, and you could do. There's some like mushrooms that are good. Look at there's so many different things you could choose that grow indigenous to your area to moisten your lungs. Pick the ones that you like, because if you say, oh, I got to eat pumpkin now, and you don't like pumpkin, you're not going to do it, and then you're not going to have that success of that moisture in your lungs and your whole body that needs it too. So after I did this, I'm going to grab the water again, and you don't want, okay, so I would probably leave this for a little bit and let it just start, breaking down enzymes. But you don't want the water to be too warm. I would feel even room temperature is fine, because you're already getting that breakdown properties here, and you don't want to kill the good. So you have apple cider vinegar raw is full of live bacteria and cultures, so you don't want to cook it. So you don't want to put something too hot in there. Same with the honey. You want to keep it not cooked, right? Keep it not cooked. Is that English? Yeah. So this is still, it's only at 90 right now. So it's more room temperature, and our stomach's 110. So I'm just gonna pour this in to show you what it will look like. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like it's super hard, but it's, yeah, so there. Right, and then we'll cap it. And you can see like it looks kind of muddy. You shake it, let it sit for a while, it'll settle. Like these have settled. And I like drinking it with it settled, because you can see the colors there, it already has the nutrients. But honestly, when you shake it, you can also drink it that way. And it might just have a little bit of like of the herbal grit, which is still good for you, but that's what it looks like when you shake it. So it's super uber simple to make. It's very healing. This settled on the bottom on there. And I just wanted to tell you what's really fun, especially when you get your kids involved in making things like this. They love like the experience of it, right? So like with my honey, my raw honey it's in a honeycomb in a cute little jar. And I tell you, I got it at the thrift store, probably 50 cents. So they can eat the honeycomb, they can enjoy the experience of it, and that's kind of cute. And so when I make, really, if you get into this and you enjoy doing this, and like I said, it's great when you have kids, but also as an adult, I'm really into this. You can get these jars at the thrift store. And then what I do is I just put a black chalkboard paint on there, let it dry. And then you can write whatever herb you have on there. And look how cute this is, 50 cents. Like seriously, this is a matching one with cinnamon. And then I have, in a darker color with echinacea in there. So cute is this one, is chrysanthemum. Good for liver, your eyes, it's relaxing, it's a very good nourishing herb. So I have it in here, and then when I have my water, I pour in, I just throw some herbs that I like in there at the time. You can kind of play with it, it's nice. And if you notice here too, like this is just a regular, I think this is probably, who knows what kind of jar this was, thrift store. Black paint there, chalkboard paint, and then I just wrote elderberry because that's what I like, a lot of elderberries in my drinks. So it's so easy, and then you have all this collection, and then when you want to make them, like infuse them in things, you just put them in. Look how cute this was. I mean, probably $1, went crazy. Slurs. This one is one of my favorite elixirs. It's with a bunch of berries that are really good. There's goji berries and jujube and what else is I got in there? Elderberry and mulberry, which are thousands of years tested to be like really good for women's health and nourishing our hormones. So I love this one. And you pour it into something small, like a sweet little, this one looks like an egg would fit in there. Hold on one second. Let me show you how cute this is too. Let me see. Okay, look how cute this little glass is. So when I want to sit there and nourish, you want the experience of it. So you would just pour a little bit in. And remember, it's infused in vodka. But vodka has been used forever in war. Vodkas, whiskeys, alcohol was used as medicine back in the day. So it's not like you stay away from it, and it's kind of like doing like a vanilla extract, but it's real herbs, real extraction of their quality, their properties, their nutritional value. So when you make it, put it in a nice little small thing and just sip on it, make the experience of it. And I try to put it in different things like from soda water to a juice, but the flavor is so on its own. It's so different, and your body kind of likes it when you drink it. It's not been melded with other things. So that was just my take on, and you do that with your kids with these experiences too. I mean, the jars are cute. I think they'd like them. You could put labels on them, but I wouldn't, because you want to reuse these a lot, and then the labels get on gross. So I wouldn't put labels on these. So if you have any questions from me, here's what the herbs look like when they're dry. It's a nice little pretty collection. Obviously, when you make it fresh, it's going to have more benefits to it. Let's be real, okay? But the work and time, and if you get that tickle in your throat and you don't have the ingredients you need to make this, and you don't feel good, are you going to then chop up things and make it? Or are you going to leave these jars in the fridge year round? Maybe if you're susceptible to this kind of infection, the sore throats during the season, but if you're not really, and it just comes in this quick, or you need to make one quick for your friends or your family, it's nice to have a powdered form readily available that you can just, like, as you can see, it already is, this one I just made, that was a lot of herb. You don't even need a lot. And you make it for pennies. When you buy it in the store, remember, you buy these, people want to make people feel good, they buy them in the store, they're $2-3 a jar. And so if you have questions for me about this, or if you want to learn more about, can I tell you one more thing? So this is my Electro Go, which is my cinnamon ginger and turmeric. And turmeric and ginger are both roots from the same family, and they were paired together in Chinese medicine for like thousands and thousands. I'm gonna say 3,000 because they don't go back any further with research on that or with the writings. So I put it in vodka, and it is a little bit, I have to say, a little bit gone from that, but the flavor I would do it in the same little small glass just when I need that, like I've worked out really hard and I just need to like move my blood and just not be aching in my joints. And so, and this is another one of my my glass finds that I really enjoy. And you can buy, I bought new corks, so you can buy these little corks. Hopefully they don't. So you can buy these little corks, and they cap. And if you get the jars, you can kind of like hot seal little things over it and make them as presents for people. So I like that. And so I think that's all my treasures here today. And if you have questions for me, or if you want to see if something, adding a different herb would be good to put in there, let me know first, because it's important, like I said, to do, these things have been tried, true, and they taste good, but you might say, hey, can I add this? Because every herb has a different quality. Like you wouldn't add mint because mint is cold and it has a different reason. Mint would be more cooling. It's going to be more like opening of the vessels, maybe more like, it's not going to be for like your immune system to like reboot it, you know, when you're deficient and you're just feeling a little, So there's different reasons you use different herbs, and this is a powerhouse combination. So let me know if you have any questions, and good luck with this. This is going to be great fun.